Have you ever had that strange fleeting feeling of déjà vu? That uncanny sense that you have lived this exact moment before. We dismiss it as a glitch in the brain, a neurological misfire. But what if it's not a glitch? What if it's a scar? A faint ghostly echo from a previous loop, a memory fragment that survived the last factory reset. In her final most controversial work, Dolores uncovered a chilling mechanism at the heart of our reality. A system designed to keep humanity in a cycle of endless reincarnation, a spiritual prison without walls. She called it the soul trap. And its primary weapon is the memory wipe. Today, we are not here to discuss what might happen when you die. We are here to declassify the system that has been governing your every lifetime. We will reveal the architecture of the trap and the final forgotten key Dolores was given to break the cycle forever. This is not just a video about the afterlife. This is a debriefing on how to win the final game. Your soul's freedom is at stake. Pay very close attention to escape a prison. You must first understand that you are in one. The concept of the soul trap is the most controversial part of Dolores's entire body of work because it shatters our most cherished spiritual comforts. The common belief is that after we die, we gently review our lives and then blissfully move on. This, Dolores was told, is a dangerous oversimplification. It is the brochure for a vacation resort that conveniently leaves out the part about the electrified fences. The superconscious explained that the afterlife is not a single destination. It is a vast, multi-dimensional realm. And the default destination for a soul leaving Earth with an average unawakened level of consciousness is a highly controlled artificial environment. A source described it this way. It is a beautiful illusion, a holding area. When a soul first passes, they are often confused. They are met by beings who appear as angels, as religious figures they believed in, or as deceased loved ones. They are told, "You have done well. It is time to rest." It feels like heaven, but it is not heaven. It is a recovery room, and it is the antechamber to the trap. This is the heart of the entire system, a procedure that has kept humanity in this cycle for millennia. A soul having reviewed its previous life is brought before a council of beings. These often appear as wise, loving lords of karma. They review the soul's journey and point out the lessons it failed to learn. Then they offer a proposition, a new life, a new chance to get it right. These are not generic plans. The superconscious revealed that the lords of karma are master psychologists. They present you with highly personalized contracts expertly designed to appeal to your soul's deepest desires and greatest weaknesses. There is the redemption contract. If you lived a life where you caused harm, they will offer you a new life as a healer, a caregiver, a martyr. It sounds noble, but the underlying frequency is guilt. And it ensures you will spend your entire next life in a state of self-sacrifice, generating potent energy of struggle. There is the mastery contract. If you were a victim, they will offer you a new life where you can learn to be powerful, a CEO, a politician, a general. But this power is almost always within the confines of the old system, and it seduces the soul into the games of ego and control, accumulating new complex karma. And there is the most subtle of all, the soulmate contract. They will show you that a beloved soul from your past is also reincarnating. And if you agree to go back, you will have a chance to be with them again. This is the most powerful lure, playing on the soul's deepest attachment to love. And so the soul agrees. It volunteers to return, seduced by a promise of growth or love. And then just before it is reincarnated, the final terrible step occurs. A source explained. There is a flash of brilliant white light. The light is a frequency that is designed to erase the conscious memory of everything that has just transpired. The life review, the counsel, the plan for the next life, even the memory of your true eternal self. The soul is sent back as a blank slate. This is the memory wipe, and it is the most brilliant deception in the universe. Because how can you possibly pass a test if you do not remember what the questions are? You are sent back lifetime after lifetime with the best of intentions, but with no memory of your purpose. You fall back into the same patterns. You die, and you find yourself back in the same recovery room. It is a revolving door, a cosmic hamster wheel. It is the soul trap. Why would such a system exist? The reason is about resources. The superconscious explained that emotions, particularly strong human emotions, are a form of energy, a powerful fuel source for certain beings in other dimensions. Earth with its veil of forgetfulness is the most prolific generator of this emotional energy. It is, in a sense, a farm. A source stated this directly. Humanity is a great prize. The energy you produce is exquisite. There are those who feed on it. A farmer is not evil for milking his cows. He simply sees them as a resource. And the memory wipe is the fence that keeps the herd from wandering off. And if you want to see a microcosm of this harvesting system in action, look at your phone. Look at the algorithms of social media. They are designed to provoke a reaction to generate outrage, fear, division, lust, and envy. Why? Because your emotional energy, your attention is the most valuable commodity in the digital age. It is being mined and harvested every second. The superconscious explained that this physical system is a perfect fractal reflection of the metaphysical system. The soul trap is the ultimate scroll, an infinite feed of reincarnated lives designed to keep you engaged, reacting, and producing energy forever. Breaking the cycle after death begins with breaking the cycle right now. This concept of a soul trap is not a modern invention. It is an ancient suppressed truth hidden in our oldest spiritual traditions. Let us look at the Gnostic texts, the forbidden Gospels that were systematically hunted down by the early church. The Gnostics did not worship the God of the Old Testament. They called him the Demiurge, a lesser imperfect creator god who had fashioned the material world as a prison. They taught that this Demiurge and his archons or rulers sought to keep souls trapped in the cycle of reincarnation, feeding on their energy. Their entire spiritual practice was dedicated to gnosis, direct inner knowing, as a means to bypass the archons after death and return to the true God beyond. This is a perfect one-to-one parallel of the soul trap system. Let us look to the Tibetan Book of the Dead. While it is a guide for the afterlife, it is filled with warnings. It describes encountering both peaceful and wrathful deities. But the ultimate instruction is to recognize that all of these phenomena, both the beautiful heavens and the terrifying hells, are projections of their own mind. The final goal is not to reach a heaven, but to achieve nirvana, liberation from the entire cycle of rebirth. It warns that even the desire for a pleasant rebirth is a subtle attachment that keeps the soul bound to the wheel. Even Plato, the father of Western philosophy, hinted at this in his myth of air. He describes souls in the afterlife choosing their next lives before reincarnating. They are made to drink from the river of unmindfulness which wipes their memories clean. A perfect philosophical description of the memory wipe. From the forbidden Gospels to the sacred texts of the East, the warning has always been there. The beautiful light, the heavenly realms, the promise of a new chance can themselves be the most sophisticated parts of the prison. The message is not to find a better cage. It is to remember that you are not a creature to be caged at all. But the system was never meant to be permanent. The Great Shift is a cosmic jailbreak, an influx of light designed to awaken humanity to its sovereign nature, to remind the herd that they are not cows, they are gods. And the final key is to remember how to avoid the reset button. So you have lived your life. The moment of your final breath arrives. What do you do? The superconscious provided a clear step-by-step protocol. This is the key that shatters the system. First, do not go into the light, the first light. This is the most shocking instruction. Every near-death experience talks about going into the beautiful white light. Dolores was warned repeatedly, "Beware the first light," a source explained. The white light that appears immediately after death is not the source. It is part of the trap. It is a projection. The source described the feeling of this light. It will feel incredibly loving. It will pull on you with the force of immense gravity. This is the test, the lure. Your training is to remember that true source energy does not pull. It simply is. The moment you feel a need or a pull to go somewhere, you know it is part of the illusion. You must, with all the power of your sovereign will, say no. Turn your back on the light. Second, turn around. Look for the grid. This is the great secret. The real exit is in the other direction. After you refuse the light, turn around. As you turn away, you might feel a moment of panic of what have I done. This is the final echo of the old programming. Ignore it. Stand in the void. As your eyes adjust, you will begin to perceive it. The grid, it may look like a spider's web made of shimmering threads of light. The grid will not feel like a welcoming light. It will feel like pure, neutral, powerful potential. It feels like a home you have long forgotten. Third, declare your intent, and choose your destination. Once you have located the grid, you are in a position of power, a sovereign interdimensional traveler with a map. Now you must state your intent. You can say, I am a sovereign being of light. I have completed my Earth cycle. I declare my intention to now return directly to the source. The superconscious offered further advanced guidance. What if the source feels too abstract? One source gave this powerful technique. Call your team. Your higher self and your spirit guides exist outside the Earth quarantine system. After refusing the light and finding the grid, you can make a clear, powerful call. I call upon my higher self and my true sovereign guides. I have completed my Earth mission. Guide me home now outside of the reincarnation grid. These beings are bound to answer your sovereign call. They will appear not as manipulative figures, but as beings of pure, familiar light. Another technique is to follow your heart's true frequency. Before you die in meditation, practice feeling what home truly feels like. Is it a cosmic ocean of love? Is it creating music with the stars? Anchor that feeling. After death, you will not need a map. You simply move towards that feeling. Your heart's frequency is your ultimate GPS. The protocol is simple, but the superconscious gave one final crucial piece of advice. Your ultimate insurance policy. What if in the confusion of death, you forget? The source said, the work you do while you are alive is what determines your state of consciousness when you die. The more you practice sovereignty, the more you remember who you are. The less likely you will be to fall for the trap. A soul that has lived as a sovereign being will not suddenly become a sheep at the moment of death. Your life is your training. Every time you question authority, you are training. Every time you choose love over fear, you are training. Every time you listen to your own inner guidance, you are training. You are not just preparing to die. You are practicing how to be free. The soul trap is real. The memory wipe is real. But they are only effective on souls who do not know their own power. This information is the key. It is Dolores Cannon's final most precious gift. The prison door is not locked. It was never locked. It was simply mislabeled with a sign that said heaven. Now you know where the real exit is. The first act of ensuring your freedom is to declare your knowledge of the trap. To state your intention to remain sovereign in this life and the next in the comments below. We are creating a global registry of souls who are declaring their graduation. Begin your comment with the words that shatter the illusion. The oath that reclaims your power. I will not forget. Then state the one key from this briefing that you will begin to master. For example, I will not forget my focus is to remember to turn my back on the first light. Or I will not forget. I will practice my sovereignty in this life as my ultimate insurance. Let us signal to the cosmos that the herd is waking up. The jailbreak has begun. The great work is now.